Hey guys,
What's up, everybody?
it's Jake and Jahan from Earth Guardians Pembroke Pines crew.
Yo, so we just wanted to talk to you today a little bit about the holidays. You know, we just finished Christmas, and all the gift giving and everything. And, it really makes you think when you step outside a little bit and then you view it from a different perspective and you see all of the gifts that people are giving, and you notice that a lot of it is just in like one-time packaging, all that wrapping paper that we use and that we waste, and automatically as soon as we're done with it we put it in the trash.
Another plastic
bag, right? And that we're going to go then put in the trash, but it's then going to go to the landfill and it's not going to break down. I mean, what are we doing here, so we just wanted to talk a little bit about that, about this consumerism mindset that we are convinced now that to show people how much we love them, we have to buy them gifts and even go as far as to put ourselves in debt just to give people gifts that, I don't know about you, but I know a lot of the time I get some gifts where I never use it, years go by and it just sits in a drawer and it's just so wasteful, and then thinking about all of those things that we package and that we wrap, and then all of that packaging is just gone and wasted. It's ridiculous. We shouldn't have this whole need to buy consumerism mindset when it comes to the holidays and spending time with our loved ones and our families and our friends. That should be the focus, right?
Yeah. We've really we're so far removed from the entire purpose of what I think the purpose is of the holidays and this season. Starting from Thanksgiving, you're supposed to be giving thanks, right? So what better way to give thanks for love and, for life than generating a huge amount of waste, or being part of the cause of the agricultural industry problem. I mean, it's just so weird. It's so counterintuitive, the things we do for these holidays to celebrate them. For the holidays, everybody's in town, friends and family are getting together, and instead of focusing on the actual conversation or spending quality time with each other, I feel like it's just been overshadowed by the gifts and who got who what and how much did you spend, and
yeah, I mean, think about all the pressure involved with that too. This is the holiday season when a lot of people have a break. I'm a professor, so I have the entire 2 weeks of rest. But then, 1 week of that is spent worrying and trying to figure out, oh, who am I going to get what? Or are they going to be mad if I don't get them this? And, it's unnecessary. There should be a time when we are resting and we're taking a break instead of stressing ourselves out and,
bending over backwards.
Right. And then feeding into this economy that's just so wasteful, and the fast fashion and everything. I mean, that's a whole nother aspect. Actually, speaking of fast fashion, this shirt I've had since I was probably 16. I'm 28, so that's the way it goes, right? We should buy things to last and use them for as long as possible. Yeah, right.
American Eagle. I don't go into American Eagle. 10 years ago I did, when I was 19. I think I bought this when I was 19. I still wear the same stuff I wore in high school. It fits. If it fits, I'm going to wear it. I bought it for a reason. I like it. Just because it's not in style right now is no reason for me to stop wearing this cute American Eagle shirt. It's this is not an ethical company. I won't go back and buy American Eagle now, but
right. But we're reusing it. We're wearing it again.
Right. Wearing it till it falls apart.
Right. They've had 10 years of use out of them, and I could probably go another 10 years in this shirt.
Check back with us in 10 years, and I guarantee you we'll be rocking the same clothes.
So if we can do that and we can reuse our clothes, and we can reuse our gift bags too. This year we decided to instead of wrapping everything in all the wrapping paper like we have done in years past, we bought some biodegradable brown paper bags with twine.
Yeah.
And we made name tags out of cardstock so that people could remove the name tags and reuse the bags if they want to next time.
Yeah.
You know, I think it would really benefit everybody's pocket, as well as the environment, if we embrace that idea of reusing our packaging too, instead of just throwing it all away.
Yeah.
You know,
we're obsessed with like this brand new, shiny, sparkling. Like we have this idea in our head. We're obsessed with that. Like, you know, we need to go out and buy a new bag and then go buy tissue and do this. But I'm sure most of us have accumulated some Christmas bags from over the years. So maybe you can, you know, use those until they run out, and then Michael's and some other arts and crafts places has the brown bags for sale without plastic or anything, and those are great, you know, because that's again a better alternative.
yeah.
But I guess I think we should just be shifting our perspective and changing the way that we view this whole holiday madness. Like if we switched our focus, imagine how much waste we would prevent from being created, and all for what? For 2 minutes you see the gift, wow, this is beautiful, tear it apart, and now you've generated all this waste for what?
Right.
It's pretty foolish. It's kind of weird that we do that, you know. Again, I've done it for years. He's done it. We've all done it.
Well, I think the thing is, over the years, we've become brainwashed and you know, this whole consumerism mindset, or capitalism run rampant, has become normalized. It's become the norm to just buy and buy to, I don't know, you know, for some people to fill a void inside, you know. You feel empty in some way, so you buy things thinking that that's going to fill up that space inside of you, but it's never going to, you know. It's not the things that are going to fill those spaces, but the, you know, our experiences and the people that we surround ourselves with, and our intentions, our, you know, our deepest intentions and desires. Like that's what really fills in those holes inside of us. These things are not going to do it, and as a matter of fact, they're only making the situation worse. It becomes a vicious cycle, and you know, we've become so conditioned to the point where a common phrase we hear people use all the time, and it just like, it kills us when we hear it, man. It's just, everybody's like, oh, but it was a good deal. It was on sale.
Buy one, get one. It was half off.
I had to buy it.
Who, like, what does it matter if it's half off? They sell, like, poison half off, you know, like you said, like, what?
Why are you going to go and buy something just for the fact that it's on sale if it's not something that you would normally use all the time, right? If it's something that's useful that you know that you're going to eat or use, whatever
Avocados
it is.
go on sale for sure. Like, if that was something you were getting and there it's on sale, awesome.
Right.
But, like,
and hey, worst comes to worst with those, if they go bad, you just compost them and you can save the seeds and grow a new tree. So, you know, that's not really even wasteful in that respect. But like these things that we're buying, that's the real issue here. And just stocking up, and that idea. Look, if your whole point is just that you're saving a few bucks, especially by getting some deal or buying something on sale, I just don't think, personally, you may disagree, but I personally don't think that that's the best mindset to have, because you're not taking into consideration the effects of your actions and how they will affect future generations and how they are affecting the current situation in many other places. You know, it's overall negative to have this idea that we can just use and use and use and throw away to no end with no repercussions. The fact is, there are repercussions. If anybody's seen, I'm sure most people now have seen at least the videos in Dominican Republic of all of that trash washing up on the beaches. If you haven't seen that, you've probably seen the plastic spills and trash spills in China washing up on the beaches. And if you haven't seen that, then hopefully you've seen the gyres in the ocean, the Great Pacific Garbage Patch, in
Look
the
it
northern
up.
and the southern
Yeah.
Pacific Ocean.
Look it
Yeah.
up on Google if you haven't really,
Yeah.
like today, because this is like our reality. You know?
There's 5 of these huge gyres of just spinning currents in the ocean that collect all of the trash. And it's to the point now where in the Pacific Ocean, it's pretty much, the trash is pretty much the size of Africa up to 100 feet below the surface of the ocean. If you think about how much plastic waste that is and waste in general, that's just ridiculous. There's no reason why we should have wasted so many things and so many materials and things that we could be converting into materials that we can reuse. It's careless, and I think that's part of this consumerism. Like I said, like overdone capitalism mindset that has created this issue. We really don't need to be using and wasting so many things when reusing seems like the most logical option in the first place. You know, yeah. I mean,
And like if something is on sale, but it's at the expense of the environment, then is it really a good deal? It's like, oh, this was such a good deal, I had to get it. But it's wrapped in single-use plastic. It's made of single-use plastic. It's probably toxic. It's probably chemicals. Was
made from
getting a
fossil
buy one
fuels.
get one of scrubbing bubbles a good deal or whatever? Was it? If it's not benefiting the environment, it's not benefiting you. It's not a good deal. It's so weird, the cognitive dissonance that we have. If you're just looking at the dollar sign, if you're just looking at the price, and you're choosing to buy a product that's not as good for the environment over a product that's better for the environment, and there's only like a 15 cents or 10 cents or whatever it is difference, go with the better option. Like if you're counting pennies for stuff like that, you're not seeing the bigger picture. We all want to save a buck. We all like skimming some money off of the receipts, but at what expense and at what cost?
Right.
Yeah,
I mean, remember that if it's hurting the environment, it's also hurting your children, our unborn children, and their unborn children down the line. Whether you believe that or not, that's up to you. But I think a majority of scientists would agree, and all it takes is a few Google searches to really figure that out for yourself too. But we can't continue on this wasteful path that we've been on, and hopefully we can start to change these traditions.
right.
And I think that's kind of the idea here, really, is that we can't keep just following a tradition just because, it's been like that. It was
We've
always
done
like
it
that.
this way.
Right? We've always done it this way. That it's always worked before. It's going to continue to work in the future. That's not true at all. That's not what progress is, right? Progress is looking at the flaws in the system and fixing them, right? Sewing the quilt back together to make a whole beautiful, warm covering that, I'm not so good at these metaphors like Jahan is.
Hey,
but,
it's working. It's working.
But, to create a whole new system that takes sustainability into account and makes it the primary aspect, because in the long term, being as sustainable as possible is the way that we sustain humanity, and we sustain our health, and we sustain this planet so that it can keep sustaining us and our descendants. There's more at stake than just the dollar or two that you're saving by buying whatever products that you're buying in plastic or what have you. So let's do it. Let's change the tradition together. Start reusing more.
Challenge the norms of our traditions. Like it's good to have traditions. I love some of the traditions in our family. I really do. But I think it's important that we hold on to the good traditions that don't have any negative effects like that. Hold on to the tradition of going around the table and roasting all the other family members. That's a great tradition. I have so much fun roasting everyone. But, if it's a tradition involving single-use plastic or what have you, change it. Hold on to the tradition, but find like another alternative, a better alternative. We're so we're so brainwashed by this tradition thing, and we always make excuses in the name of tradition. But I challenge you, and I challenge us, everybody. This next year, let's kind of step outside of the box. Let's step outside of our norms, and let's see where we can find traditions that benefit the earth and its inhabitants, and then the traditions that harm it. And let's separate them, and let's kind of try to weed out the bad ones and just change the way we do things, especially during the holidays, because this is the Hallmark prime time. Everyone's out trying to gift and trying to fill in the gaps, but there are better ways to do it. And especially for kids, it's so weird when I see kids, given all these gifts and toys and all that stuff. It's great to give your kids what they want and what they need to have fun, but come on, guys, it's plastic, chemical-filled plastic, wrapped in chemical-filled plastic, gift wrapped in chemical-filled paper or plastic, and you're giving this to your kid, and then all that waste piles up and forms an unhealthy environment and planet for your kids. So when you pass, your kids will be then left to clean up all of that waste that was generated from all the gifts that were given to them. It's like the worst possible gift you can give your kid in the long run is the planet in that condition, filled with waste and trash. So, think of the bigger picture. If you want to give your kid the best Christmas gift ever, give them the gift of sustainability and give them the gift of awareness and mindfulness about waste instead of just the plastic that you're giving them now.
Yep.
Because long term, the best gift you can give your children is doing your best as a human being to keep this planet healthy and to keep it free of waste. That's the best gift I would give.
Set a good example for the kids too, and for the next generations. We don't want them to continue with this wasteful mentality because, again, it's not productive for anybody.
And we can't afford it at this point with the planet.
We can't. There's time is running out. That time is always of essence, and hopefully by changing these traditions, as well as a few other things, but really just that attacking the consumerism mindset that we need to buy all of these things to be happy or to make other people happy.
We don't.
We definitely don't. So, this year has come and gone. It's almost at the end of the year now. This holiday season has come and gone. So, if you didn't make the most ethical, sustainable decisions this time around, there's next year to prepare for. Yeah. And, make sure that we start some new traditions, some better traditions, some more sustainable traditions, and traditions that are going to benefit every party involved. Ourselves, our kids, all of our descendants, and the planet that supports us, supports human life. We need it. It needs us. Or maybe not, actually.
Yeah, this planet doesn't really need us. Fine. We'd like to think
but we need it. Yeah. So we've got to take care of it.
Yes. It's up to us, guys.